Manual transmission. What do we got on the menu today? It's a pretty cool bash bar.
What's going on?
We're at the Volvo interpreter's house.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's going down.
Volvo whisperer.
What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. Alright, so today's video, we got some fun stuff. As you can see, I have the silver wagon out, and actually, the last time you saw this car, there would have been rods exiting the block of the engine in it, and we were putting a new engine in it. So, I got all that done, and I've done a bunch of mods to the car to make it a nice daily driver that you can also have a bit of fun in if you want to. So I'm with my good friend Christian here, he's behind the camera, and we are planning a bit of an adventure tonight. So as you can see on the top of his car here, he has a rooftop tent. So we're gonna head up the mountain. We live in Chilliwack, British Columbia, Canada. We're gonna head up the Coquihalla, which is one of the most gnarly highways in the world, I would say, as far as snow and treacherous conditions go. So we're gonna go try to find some snow drifting, and maybe we can find a dope back road that has some nice curves on it. We're gonna camp up there for the night in our cars, and we're gonna, in the morning, hit some sick snow drifts. So I figured right now I'd show you guys all the mods I've done to this car to make it kind of an enjoyable daily driver that you can slide around if you want. So yeah, started out as a 1989 740 manual non-turbo. So I'll show you guys under the hood the engine setup that we went with. Very, very basic, nothing to it. And as you can see, we got a different hood on it. This is actually an aluminum hood from a turbo diesel Volvo. Turbo diesel 740 came in 1985. So this hood is 20 pounds lighter than the factory hoods. Out of this car, I actually got a good amount of weight out of the front of it. I didn't go crazy with the weight reduction like I normally do on my drift cars. I didn't strip out the heater core and the doors and all that kind of stuff, but we did get some good weight out of it, you know, to make it a little more lively around the corners. So if you take a look in here, we actually stripped out all the AC systems, so we have no condenser in the front, no AC compressor, whatever this thing was, all the AC lines are all gone now. I'd say I'd estimate about like 60 pounds out of the front of this car, maybe 80 pounds, something like that. I also took the frame weights out. Of course, guys, if you have a 740 and you haven't done that yet, you may as well, because they hide in the frame rails here. You can get about, they're about 18 pounds between the two of them. So definitely a good weight reduction. But yeah, this engine setup actually is a Penta boat bottom end that I got from my good friend Willis. He sold me it for a good price. It had really low kilometers on it, or hours I should say, because it came out of a boat. The bottom end looks super clean. So we slapped a low kilometers head on the thing, and more or less this engine is just a B230F now. So the only performance mods that we did is a KL racing header into a full 2.5 inch exhaust with no catalytic converter, and we also put a Volvo V camshaft in it that actually came out of a Volvo Penta engine. So you know, probably an honest 110 wheel horsepower, something like that. The horsepower isn't where the fun is on this car. To make it actually enjoyable, I went from the factory 331 rear end and actually put a 410 rear end from a 16 valve 740. The 331 rear end is the longest ratio that you could get in one of these cars, and the 410 is actually the shortest ratio that came in one of these cars as well. So pretty big jump going from the 331 to the 410, and it really made the car feel, you know, it increased the acceleration and made it a lot more like peppy, let's say. So of course we did the welded diff at the same time. In the back, if we crawl under here, you take a look at my exhaust as well as our IPD sway bar. So because it's a low horsepower car, you want like the rear end to step out easier. So the stiff IPD sway bar really helps that back end slide out and make sure the front has more grip than the rear of the car. Yeah, thing sounds pretty good. You guys will hear it in a little bit here. We took the sunroof out, so we saved another like 40 pounds up top there. But as far as weight reduction goes, that's like all I really did. We're not really, you know, I'm not going full beast mode strippage race car style on this thing. It's just a nice chill daily. It's actually getting pretty good fuel economy too. I haven't really had a Volvo that has like over 25 miles per gallon, but I've been calculating this around like 25 to 30 miles per gallon on the regular. So overall, super happy with the car. Obviously, I got my Momo steering wheel in here to add a couple driver skill points. You know, you got to increase those driver skill points.
And was this a factory manual?
The factory manual car. Overall, I'm pretty pumped. The only thing I haven't really touched yet is the brakes and suspension. It's got like stock shocks in it. I can kind of feel one of the shocks starting to go on it, so that'll be next. But overall, pretty darn stoked with the thing. So we already did a little bit of a walk around on Christian's car on one of the other videos, but just a quick kind of thing. Christian's is automatic non-turbo 89, so it's the same year as this wagon. His is it's actually got a lift kit on it, so he did extended struts and some spacers on the rear springs to get a little bit more height out of it. It's pretty much like an overland and camping rig, I'd say. Hey,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's literally been like over a year since I've done any drifting in the snow, and honestly one of my favorite things to do is drift a Volvo 740 with the welded diff. Good set of snow tires in the snow, so that's what we're hoping for. Pretty sweet. This SE kit is really hard to find. I wouldn't mind getting one for like one of my cars one day, but like you just can't find them. They're so rare. I don't know the production numbers of these 740 SEs, but they definitely weren't super high because they only came in the last year of the 740 in 1991, and then after that they swapped to the Volvo 940. All right, so this car had a pretty bad wheel wobble under braking, so I suspected it was a pretty badly warped rotor. I found another set of rotors in my garage that hopefully are going to be better than the ones I just took off. We did a little bit of brake bleeding, and I compressed the calipers in and out a few times just to free them up, prevent them from getting seized over time. While I'm at it, I'm just putting on my snow tires because we are going up into snowy territory. So what do we got? What kind of snow tire I'm rocking here? This is a Yokohama Ice Guard. I don't know. Pretty good tread. Hopefully they're pretty good. I just found them at Action Tire. Shout out to Action Tire Chilliwack for the hookup. 175, 65, 15 on the front here. So here's the tires we're rocking on the rear. Looks like an Ironman. 185, 65, 15 Ironman Polar tracks. Should do the job. They have about 50% tread on them. Should be enough to get us through. Alright guys, we're filling this thing up with some 87 octane. The beauty of running a stock engine. So we got the single mattress fits perfectly in the wagon.
You have to sleep on a spare tire though, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now we're going to be taking that out for sure. But yeah, it's pretty cozy. I've got a bunch of blankets. I should be pretty cozy. I think it's going to be like -5, -10 degrees Celsius up at the top. So it'll be chilly, but I think we can bundle up pretty good. I got Christian to spoon with, right? So
It'll be a warm, nice time. When your snot starts to freeze?
Oh yeah, that's nice. So in our quest for a nice rally road to drift, we went down some random road in the woods, and unfortunately we got stuck a bunch of times. So the snow is a little too deep, it's a little too bumpy around this area down this logging road. So we actually just tried to turn around here, and that did not work. We just spent the last like half an hour of me pushing Christian back and forth to get him out of these ruts and stuff. So we're gonna go up the road, and we found another spot that we might be able to turn around. So we did a bunch of exploring tonight to see if we could find a really good like logging road that was nice and smooth, kind of like a rally spec road. And we didn't have a whole lot of luck, maybe partially because it is, you know, it's dark out, it's a little tough to see certain pull-offs and that kind of thing. But there's this rest stop and there's pretty much nobody here. So we're gonna come from down there, mangy this straight, and then huck it into this big, nice sweeper and see how she goes. Should be like right on the edge of second gear, maybe third gear even. Toss the GoPro on and see what happens. God, I'm gonna have to redo that one. Way too much fun. All right, so seshing that rest stop was a whole lot of fun. This car is the perfect snowdrift car. Just the right amount of power. Well, it could use a little more, honestly, but it's enough to have a good time snowdrifting. It handles super balanced. The feeling of this car is really, really balanced. With all the weight out of the front end with the aluminum hood and all that stuff, I would say it's getting on the closer end to 50-50 weight distribution. The wagons are a little bit better than the sedans. I think maybe a percentage or two. So, but yeah, we got back to our camp spot. So Christian is setting up his rooftop tent, and I'm going to be sleeping in the back of my car. This is going to be a little bit warmer, but Christian has more storage space inside the car. Look at that, eh? Didn't you like get this thing for free?
Yeah, dude, for free.
These things go for like, you know, $500 to $1,000 on Marketplace.
Oh, a buddy of mine came out to look at the car one day, and he's like, "You should put a rooftop tent on this." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I want to find just the right one." And he's like, "Oh, well, I got one for free." And I was like, "Ah, that's the right one." So,
yeah, I wish, dude. That's a lucky score.
yeah.
That is the way, though, if you're going on a long trip in a wagon. Good morning, everyone. So, me and Christian last night camped at some random spot down the end of some road. Pretty comfy in here, not gonna lie. I had a pretty good sleep. It was a little cold. It was -10 up here last night. So, yeah, as you can see, there's ice built up all over the windows and stuff. This is like, you know, snow basically. But other than that, I'd say a pretty comfy camping experience in the wagon here. The only thing I have to complain about is the roof is not very high, so it's pretty tough to, like, you know, sit up in here. There's not a whole lot of room, especially because my mattress that I picked is pretty thick. I didn't use like a cot. I actually used a real single mattress. So, but yeah, really, really good camping experience in this thing. Oh, beautiful day out. So we're gonna go try to find some more places we can drift and get some good daylight footage for you guys. Have a bit more fun. I had an absolute the rest stop last night drifting this thing around. It was pretty darn fun. Really got to put it through its paces. Definitely not a bad car. I really like this thing. So we're gonna get up and probably have something to eat. Find somewhere to take a shit because no one brought toilet paper, so unfortunately I can't do a forest poo. Darn. I'm going to fire this car up and get it warmed up because it's going to take a while for all this ice to melt. I probably should have left a window open because maybe that would have relieved a bit of the humidity in here so it didn't ice up on the windows. But for the first half of the night, I was wearing my hoodie and sweatpants and stuff, and I only had the one blanket on top of me, and I was absolutely freezing. So I had to crawl under this second blanket here and got a little more comfy. I just love these cars. I think the Volvo 740 is the best car ever created. Wouldn't you guys say? Something like that. Yeah, here's how you know how cold it was in here last night, because my milk jug turned into a slushie. Yeah, it's pretty much like ice cream now. So, should be pretty refreshing today. What is that? Oh, I thought it was a gray hair. I'm like, damn, turn 30 and you start getting grays pretty quick. Let's see if Christian got eaten by a bear last night. You can see his fridge. What's up?
Yo.
What's going down? Can I vlog you?
Yep.
What's up, friend?
Whoa, what's going on?
Pretty comfy in here.
Yeah, the moisture sticks to everything. Other than that, it's pretty good.
Better than mine because my car's like full of water right now.
Oh.
Like there's like ice and shit all over the windows.
Right. This needs a vent. That's the only thing. Like.
Oh yeah. This is pretty dope.
Yeah, it turned out good. Yep.
Yeah. See, guys, like this is having the rooftop tent's dope because it's pretty tall, so you can like actually sit up and do things in there. Whereas the the wagon with the mattress in it. It's a little bit short as far as headroom goes. Yeah. Damn, we slept pretty long. It's like 12 o'clock already.
Yeah. I woke up and saw that and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Sick. All right. Well, beautiful day out, guys. We'll go try to find some more snow drifts. Gonna check the vitals, make sure everything's all good. I did have a, oh damn son, I did not have enough concentration of coolant. So yeah, it's not completely frozen, it's just like a little bit slushy, which is not good. Hopefully it didn't cause any problems. So I think it can only really cause a problem if it freezes solid and then the ice actually expands. That's when you can get into cracking block territory. It seems like everything's fine, but I definitely need to increase the concentration of my coolant in this thing because that's pretty sketchy. If we were like another 5 degrees colder, that might have frozen solid overnight. So it's a good thing it didn't, because we're a little ways from home. Okay, let's hope that Christian has water. Oh, you're good. You got nice juicy coolant. Yeah, no slush in there. Proper concentration. Well, that's good. Trusty old red block engine. Such a good engine. Gotta love it. All right, so this rest stop that we seshed last night is still, there's still nobody here. So we're gonna do a couple more runs, really milk it.
Oh, is that a Volvo 740?
I want to show you guys the difference between a red block with a lot of piston slap, what it sounds like, and a red block with no piston slap. So this thing had no piston slap because I used a Penta bottom end and it had pretty low hours on it, so there wasn't a whole lot of bore wear to cause that piston to rock around. We were right about to leave this parking lot and then Christian came up with the interesting idea of us to do a tug-o-war battle with these cars. If I were to guess, I'd say both of the cars are just gonna sit in one spot, dig a little bit of a rut, and not go anywhere. All right, so I'd say Christian won the tug-of-war. I got it into second gear and I thought I might start to pull on him, but then I don't know, like I burnt all the snow away, and then I was actually all the way down to the pavement, and then I started doing a burnout, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna wreck my winter tires, so that's why I stopped.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was going anywhere. I think Christian was gonna win no matter what.
You can see it gripped up after it spun the first time it really tried to.
Yeah, you melted through the snow and went right down to the pavement as well, and then it really started to grip around here.
Yeah. We need to do it on dry.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I guess not great for the clutch.
Might break some shit. Yeah.